Hi. That countdown was rough. Okay. Hi, I'm Craig, and I am going to be talking to you today about ghost pets. I don't have a witty or silly introduction, so that is that.
Hi, I'm Shandy, and I'm glad ghost cats don't use the litter box.
So
Hi, I'm
true.
Hi, I'm Kylie, and I want to pet the Grim. And this is
Ooh.
Seance With My Siblings Haunted Pets Edition. Ooh.
Well,
Ooh.
seance.
Welcome to the seance. Ghost
Boom.
noises. Boo.
Ghost pet. Ghost pets.
Ghost pet noises. Bork bork.
We
Yes.
have
Oh.
sex.
A precious fur baby.
This is my niece Shadow. This is my fur baby Shadow.
She are stinky.
Such a stinky baby. She did fart.
It was not great. I was not a fan, but she is a nice little heater.
She is, dude.
Like, I'm ready to take my sweater off. She's so warm.
She always
Freaking
sleeps
shadow.
right by my feet, and I'm just like, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
A cat does that.
Oh.
She's like, I'm like, how are you this big? And when you sleep, you are this big.
Right?
Mm.
They like expand.
Expanding pet phenomenon.
Ooh.
They
Yes.
do.
Yes. But yeah, I think she gets hot too, because she never wants to be like on the covers or by me, but she
Mhm.
still wants to be like touching me. And
So she's got to figure that out.
If anyone knows Shadow, she has to be touching Kylie at all times.
all times.
She got mad when Kylie went to the bathroom without her, and so I held her, and she was like, fine, you can hold me, but like, I really just want my mom.
I
Oh.
literally can't do anything alone. Like, she's literally my shadow.
Oh. She's precious.
That's not why we named her that though. She came with that name when we got her.
She came with
How
the
many
name
years ago
Shadow.
was that?
Oh my god. A lot, many. Like, I think it was like 2015.
Ooh.
I had So Kiki Boo died the year I graduated, and that's the only way I can remember that. So that was in 2016. And I had Shadow a year before that.
Mm.
And she was already like, they don't know how old she was.
We don't know how old you were.
Um,
We rescued.
Yeah.
Well, you
yeah,
guys rescued.
yeah.
her.
But their estimate was anywhere between like 9 months and a year. So,
Sometimes they can
That
tell by
seems about right.
yeah, yeah.
like with cats. Sometimes with kittens, you can tell how many weeks they are by what teeth are in and blah 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 stuff.
Yeah. Smart animal things.
Woo!
Know things about animal teeth.
Yes.
Well,
Whale. Have you guys like seen the people that collect like animal teeth? And
I
like turn them into
haven't.
jewelry and stuff?
yes.
Oh.
Yes, I am a crazy dog mom, and I have like puppy teeth from Ladybird and Delilah,
Oh.
and I have my kids' baby teeth.
I
That's so
have. That's actually really cool.
It is
That's really
cool.
cool.
When you
I
think
would.
about it, only a little creepy, but it's so cool.
Yeah, you have your kids' bones. That's metal.
That's metal.
And I didn't get any of Sadie's baby teeth because I think she just like fucking swallowed them all because she's a savage.
I do actually have one of Candy's teeth.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh.
Candyland.
Yeah.
I miss her.
I know. Her curly little poodle head.
Oh.
She was so tiny.
She was so tiny. Yes.
Oh. Oh.
I know. Why do pets have to not have long
Forever
lives?
lives.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm excited to talk about my beautiful Earl Hickey today.
Yes.
Oh.
And on that
We're
we're going to talk about haunted pets. So,
Haunted puppers.
I bring to you today the Church Grim.
I'm excited.
Yes.
All I can think of is the Grimm from Harry Potter right now.
So, the Church Grim is a guardian spirit in both English and Nordic folklore that oversees the welfare of a church and protects the graveyard from those who would seek to harm against it or those buried within. When you hear the word grim, you might think the Grim Reaper, a skeletal figure draped in billowing black robes and toting a scythe. You probably don't think of a dog.
Nope.
I do because of Harry Potter.
Well,
But when I hear Grimm, I don't think of the Grim Reaper either.
yeah.
I think grim, grinny ghosts come out to socialize. Don't sue me, Disney.
The
Next.
remix.
It's only sampling.
Yeah. So the Church Grim often appears as a black dog, sometimes described as a regular-looking canine, but other times looking like an oversized black dog with red eyes and snarling teeth. But it can also take the form of other animals. In English folklore, the Church Grim guards the graveyard from those who would do harm, including thieves, vandals, witches, warlocks, and the
Witches.
devil himself.
Fucking rude.
That is so rude.
What do we do? I might take a little bit of graveyard dirt, but
But we ask first.
Yeah. Or we take it from our still alive grandparents.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yes.
The devil. The devil. In the 19th century, it is believed that it was once a custom to bury a dog alive. Like, what the fuck?
What?
Go away. Not
That's
happening.
crazy.
They would bury them under the cornerstone of a church as a foundation sacrifice, but the witches are the bad ones, right?
Yeah.
Right. Oh my
Our
god.
shooting the devil. Well, we kill babies, so I mean, a dog, a baby, kind of a baby.
It's
Yeah.
Debatable.
We're still in the era about
Yeah.
Wouldn't kill either dogs or babies.
No.
Yeah.
Don't kill. Maybe.
Don't kill. Maybe.
I do love meat, though.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Sorry, cows. You're delicious. I'm so sorry.
Oh, no.
I really wish I
Tis
didn't.
true.
Don't come for us.
I'm so sorry. I've tried to be vegan and I can't keep my iron up.
I am chronically anemic, and
Same.
the doctor was like, "You're going to die.
You
if
have to eat
yeah,
red meat at least sometimes.
yeah." I take an iron supplement every day
It doesn't
because
matter.
yeah.
You have to have natural sources, and I can eat all the kale and spinach I want. No.
It's my body has to, and I'm
Sorry.
sorry.
No, I am sorry, and I'm grateful. Like, I have much gratitude for things that give me life.
Yes. Well, and that's part of it too. Is just like gratitude and you just understanding the circle of life.
Right, and you
The
are.
circle of
You don't
life.
think that your meat just comes from a grocery store and nothing had to
Mhm.
die
exactly.
for you to live.
Yes.
Like, some people think that.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
That's
There's a big disconnect.
Between where we get our food.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
Sorry.
The devil!
The devil!
Very Let's just say it died of natural causes at a ripe old age and crossed the Rainbow Bridge, and we asked it, would you like to guard this church yard and cemetery? And it said yes.
Yeah.
There was consent.
There was consent if we were doing
if
it.
we were doing it.
But these
If we were
churches
doing it.
in the 19th century,
there was no consent.
there was no consent. They were burying
Mm-mm.
these dogs alive under the cornerstone of a church as a foundation sacrifice, so the ghost might serve as a
And
guardian.
you're committing animal sacrifice.
Yeah.
Are you shitting my dick right now?
But the witches are the bad ones.
Witches are the bad ones.
Yeah, it's them dang witches.
Down on demons from hell, so
Yeah.
of course.
The Grim inhabits the churchyard day and night and is associated with dark and stormy weather. The tradition came from the belief that the first person buried in a graveyard had to guard it against forces of evil. So, To prevent a human soul from having to perform such a duty, a black dog was buried in the northmost part of the graveyard as a substitute.
And
In
why
Scandinavia...
did
Wait,
it
what?
sorry. Tangent. Why did they have to have it be like a black dog? Like, because they view them as like in that superstitious way? Or like,
I'm
does that
not
make
sure
sense?
why black. Yeah, probably superstition. I wonder if it's like remnants of the pagan practice of sacrificing black dogs to deities.
Maybe.
I don't know.
They do
I
get
have
a
no
lot
idea.
of stuff
I'm not
from that.
a historian. I don't know.
I am also not a historian. I'm just a silly middle-aged lady.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in Scandinavian folklore, the church grim is also a protective revenant of an animal buried, usually a dog, in the church foundation. Though in some places, it was tradition to bury a lamb. If a person were to enter the church when services were not being held and see a lamb, or if they were to enter the graveyard alone and see a lamb, it was thought to be a warning of the death of a child.
Oh wow.
In ancient times, I guess still not ancient, but like Victorian times, they would put lambs on the headstones of babies and kids.
Yeah.
And I
wonder
guess
if that has anything to, like, if there's any
I
correlation.
think it's for Jesus. I think the
The
correlation
J-Man.
is for the you know, like they're all his lambs and he's the shepherd, and so
Gotcha.
he's gathering them up and it was their time to go be with him, because that's a much sweeter narrative than it was a senseless death and they just died of influenza or typhoid or yellow fever,
Okay.
mumps or measles or whatever, scarlet
all
fever,
of the diseases.
all of the things that killed children and people. Oh, that would be so hard. Anyway, so yeah, I think it's a reference to like Jesus. It was their
Okay.
time to be collected and go be with Jesus, and he's now their shepherd, so they're safe.
Okay, that is a lot.
That makes sense.
I don't want to know. That is the only thing I'm truly afraid of, is one of my children dying before me.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the grip.
Anyway.
I've got a couple of stories about individuals who potentially encountered what was very likely a church or cemetery grim.
Ooh.
So this is by Cups on Your Ghost Stories from September 30th, 2018. This occurred sometime in late summer or early fall in 1998. I was a senior in the high school, and my two best friends were sisters. One was a year older than me, Jane. The other, Kat, a year younger. Jane had gone off to college, leaving us two younger girls to make our own fun. We lived in a very rural community with not much going on.
We can relate to that.
The three of us were different from the FFA kids or athletes at school. We preferred art, music, vintage clothes, and anything weird we could get our hands on.
So us. They were us.
Pretty much. This included Ouija boards.
Communication with the dead.
Yes.
Bum, bum, bum.
The summer before Jane had left for college, the three of us did a lot of experimenting with the Ouija board.
Yeah.
We thought we knew what we were doing, being respectful, always saying goodbye, etc. However, this could not be further from the truth. This story doesn't directly involve the board, but I've always wondered if it has something to do with what Kat and I experienced one night. When you're young, have a driver's license, and live in a small town, you often take drives for fun. At least in the 90s we did.
When gas was still affordable, I, being a teenager in the 90s, can attest to driving for fun, even if you live in a bigger city.
I went driving for fun.
Because it's all new to you.
Yeah.
And like that freedom and
Mm-hmm.
very exciting. Now I'm like, I have to drive. Oh.
That just triggered a memory for
The
me.
back roads that lead
Were you
places. Yeah,
Correct.
that
Were
one
you
time.
Yeah! When Anthony was driving.
Anthony.
Oh wait, maybe not that time. Another time.
Okay.
Another scary back. I think we were with Jude, maybe.
Oh, I don't know.
Or-
Anyway,
I don't remember.
Wildness. Wildness on the back roads.
Well, now you have to tell us.
Okay, now I'll tell you. So,
Because I don't know this.
I swear you were there, Craig, but maybe not. Okay.
I don't remember. Maybe when
If
you tell
not-
it.
It was Anthony, Sage, Maddie. Oh, you weren't there, actually. It was Dante. Anthony, Sage, Maddie, me, Dante. We were all in Anthony's car, and we were out driving around for funsies. And we were, like, on this back road
Where?
in Mount Pleasant.
Oh,
Yes.
I hope it wasn't near the power plant.
It was not.
Oh, thank goodness. That road is very dangerous. Lots
No.
of people have died.
It was, yeah. It was more, like, out in, like, the fielded area, like,
Oh,
by
okay.
the drive-in and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we were just out there driving around for funsies, talking, listening to music, and we all like started to get this uneasy feeling.
Ooh.
And at first, so it was Dante and I that were like, guys, like something's wrong. Yeah. And Sage and Anthony were like, it's okay, no. And then we kept driving, and then they started to get a little unsettled, finally, after we were like, please, let's turn around.
Please, something is bad.
And we start going, and we, like, realize that the road on our way back doesn't look like anything how
Ooh.
it did on our way there.
You guys had a glitch in the matrix.
We had a glitch in the Matrix, and, like, as we were going, we hadn't made, like, any turns. We had been driving straight. We came upon a fence where we should have been able to
go
drive.
through.
My
hate
hair's standing up remembering. Oh my gosh. It was weird. We all just kind of, we did that thing where we're like, and
What
so
the
we-
fuck?
so Anthony turned on maps to get home because we were not where we, like,
Because you guys had maps.
Yeah.
Lucky.
Yeah, we had maps. But the way we had to get home was completely different than the way that we got there.
It's fucking
And-
bonkers.
Yeah, like we hadn't made any turns or anything, so like turning around and coming upon the fence was
You're
like,
like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
This shouldn't be here.
yeah, it was spooky.
That's wild.
That
Yeah.
is wild.
Were any drugs or alcohol involved in this foray into
No.
the back roads?
No.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
But, like, you gotta check.
Yeah.
Because everybody's like, you guys were just too stoned.
We were very
No one
not.
was stoned, okay?
No one was stoned.
No
Any
stoners.
mind-altering
Never
substances.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with being a stoner. They just weren't stoned.
Yeah.
Not a-
Slay.
Love it that
Period.
time.
But yeah, okay. Back to the grid.
Engine.
Tangents. Okay, they were going for a drive because they live in a small town. Kat and I would take my car, a 96 Nissan, to local cemeteries
Sexy.
and talk for hours on occasion. We just sit in the car, listen to music, and chat like proper weirdos, hanging out at the cemetery. Us.
Now you
Liter-
could put that on a
Period.
pause.
Yeah. One evening after dark, we decided to make the 10-mile drive to a neighboring town's cemetery. This town is very much like our own hometown, but maybe an eighth of the size. About 200 people. The cemetery sits up on a hill about a mile out of town. The first turn off the highway through a residential area and around a bend which takes you up the hill. As soon as we hit the city limits around the corner, I slammed on my brakes to avoid hitting a dog sitting in the middle of my lane. It was an older dog, probably a blue hiller with cloudy gray eyes and a gray
Oh.
around the muzzle.
Oh, it was an older fella.
It was an old boy. He got up and stiffly wandered to the side of the road to get out of the way.
Oh, baby.
Kat and I continued up the road to our destination. Another few minutes by car. We'd never been to this cemetery before, so we weren't sure what to expect. I pulled into the gravel parking lot and we were unimpressed. No lights anywhere. We were too uncomfortable to get out of the car. We exchanged a quick dialogue like, "This sucks, let's go home." And before I could put my car into reverse, we heard the most blood-curdling, vicious, loud barking and growling in the car.
Yeah, I don't look for them.
Mm-mm. Two brief but very distinct barks and snarling, coming from what sounded like the back seat.
Ooh.
The windows were up, the music was off, and in our horror and shock, that what the hell moment, quickly turned around to see if somehow the dog from down the road had magically jumped into the car.
Well,
There was
yes.
nothing there.
Dogs can magically apparate into vehicles.
Right?
It happens every
All
day.
the time.
Every day.
Every day. I pulled out of the parking lot and headed down the hill, expecting to see a dog just outside the cemetery grounds. Nope. As we made our way down the hill, sure enough, the same dog we encountered on the way up was in the middle of the road again. I slammed on the brakes to avoid hitting him, and he wandered to the side of the road. Looking in the rear view, he went back to the same spot, almost like he was guarding something. Perhaps
Ooh.
the cemetery? I'm not sure. We rounded the bend back into town and back to the highway towards home. Kat and I had no explanation for the sound, just that it sounded exactly like a very angry dog in the back seat for 3 seconds. Maybe only 2. Was it was it warning to just get out of there? Was the dog in the road an apparition of the snarls and barks we heard? Did we unleash something with the board? And was
All
it
of the above.
we were just hanging around in cemeteries?
I don't think it was anything from a Ouija board.
I don't think so
Nah.
either.
This sounds like
It's-
you made at the cemetery spirit, like, nothing good can happen here after dark, girls.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go home.
Especially, yeah, if you guys were planning on maybe trying to use the Ouija board or something there.
Or, you know,
And like
it's
being
just
out for a couple hours.
yeah.
Yeah.
Teenagers can sometimes be little vandalizers. I'm
Yes.
sure, obviously these girls were not, but a spirit protecting something doesn't know that
Yeah.
unless you were to let them know your intentions up front, which I'm sure they didn't think to do.
Probably not. Whatever it was, it scared the bejesus out of us. We never returned to that cemetery.
Probably for the best at night. You don't know who's in there. And I would be more worried about a person lurking in there than
Yeah.
anything else.
Yeah. Yeah.
Being girls at night alone, come on.
Yeah. Be safe.
Yeah.
Be safe.
Be safe.
Then I have one more story for about the Grimms. So I met a church Grimm by W.J. Bluebeard on Reddit/Paranormal Encounters. About 13 years ago, I was at a party. A small town. Yeah.
Shadow farted again.
Oh no.
Girl.
I told you she's stinky.
No, but I love her.
Baby.
Yeah, she's just licking her paw.
We love a stinky baby.
Anyway. Okay.
It was a small town in. Oh, Jesus, it gets worse.
Oh, it gets worse.
We are gonna skip right over that. I read this late in the night, and I guess I just didn't filter anything.
It's like, this is not a problem. This is okay.
Saying it out loud though, I'm like, no Chick-fil-A sauce.
This is okay.
Okay. They wanted to go check out this place.
They wanted to go gawk at people who are different from them.
Yes.
As is wont to do by people. We've all been
Teenagers,
guilty of it.
teenagers.
Yeah, teenagers are just little curious cats.
Yes. I was dragged along because I had no boundaries for myself at the time. LOL. The next night, around midnight, we drive to the location and park across the street. It's a long drive with a gate that says in several places, no trespassing. We walk around the gate. Walking down the drive, I feel as if I'm being watched.
Because you probably are.
Ooh,
Small cabins come into view, and it soon becomes clear to me that this is a Christian day camp for children. The cabins are unoccupied because it is well into fall. As I start to pass by these cabins, the feeling of being watched intensifies, and I hear a pan flute being played from the window of a cabin.
You guys are so fucked. Y'all are fucked.
Apparently, no one else notices this, because at this point, my oblivious friends are far ahead of me. I can see now that down the drive, in the center of the village, is a small white wooden tabernacle from the 1800s. I turn around. This is feeling too weird.
This is like a Hills Have Eyes meets Camp Crystal Lake.
Yes. I
The
say I'm going
perfect
to wait in
combo.
the car. As I start to walk back to the car, a shaggy large dog appears from the woods to my left, bounding towards me, panting heavily, wanting to play. There is
Oh,
a hazy blue veil separating it from me, and I cannot pass this point. About 10 feet off the path from me, it makes absolutely no sound. I cannot hear the heavy panting or the rustle of leaves. I'm overcome with fear. Of a happy, friendly dog? I can tell it wants me to follow it, and my instinct tells me to run. As I run, it bounds alongside me, never crossing the
ooh.
veil. It is silently running through fallen leaves and passes through a bush. The bush makes no sound and does not move. I run faster, and the dog disappears. The next week, my genius friends decide, oh, let's go back. Whatever devil
Oh, yes.
they didn't believe me about the dog.
Mm.
Huh. I think the dog was like, girl, you should go now.
Pitter patter!
Yeah.
Let's get at her. Let's get going. Your friends are idiots. Let's go. So
Yes.
it wasn't a town full of where it was a refuge for little people. It turns out it was a Christian day camp full of little cabins.
Yes.
So the lore in the town around this place is just bananas.
Mm-hmm.
So of course they need to go see for themselves.
Yes.
And then she meets a Grimm who's protecting her.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So have some notes, I guess, or points. I'm of the belief that graveyards and cemeteries do have guardians, though not all are of the dog variety.
Mm-hmm.
So here are some ways that you can honor and work with the cemetery guardians. Respect, first of all. Use a respectful approach. Always approach the guardians with reverence, recognizing their role as protectors of the deceased. Offerings. Leave small offerings like flowers, coins, or even simply a moment of quiet reflection is considered a polite gesture. Intention setting. Clearly state your purpose for interacting with the cemetery and the guardian.
Take a shot. We said intention setting.
Yes.
Whether seeking knowledge, protection, or simply acknowledging their presence. Boundaries. Be mindful of not disturbing the graves or the spirits resting there, and always leave the cemetery in a respectful manner. I'll get off my soapbox now. Be nice in cemeteries, don't be a little shit.
The cemetery in town definitely has a Grimm, but it's not an animal Grimm.
There's a big tall man
Yeah.
by the tree.
Mhm.
I think, is that the guardian?
I think that is the
I
guard.
think so.
He
Mhm.
doesn't seem to mind us.
Mm-mm.
Even when we're like giggling and standing by his tree taking pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there's a misconception that you can't laugh in a cemetery.
but you can't.
Yes, you most
Like,
certainly
The
can.
Victorians treated it just like a park.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah,
it was
go have
to go
picnics.
there and to visit and to picnic and to like enjoy yourself
Yes.
and like just be there with.
It didn't have to be like somber silence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was meant to be there with your departed loved ones, like, you know, just spending time with them like you would,
Yes.
which involves being silly.
Yes. Like, if your Nana was a yapper,
You'd go yap with
you'd go
Nana.
yap with Nana. You're not
Go
going to
yap
sit
with Nana.
on her grave, silent and stoic, staring into the void.
I miss you, Nana. No, you're gonna tell her like, ain't this some shit, Nana? Guess what happened? Here's
Yeah.
the tea.
Exactly.
I always
She's ready
want
for the
to
tea.
make funny videos at Grandma and Grandpa Draper's headstone because they're
Yeah.
alive and be like, Grandma, I miss you so much. I wish I could just have lunch with you one last time.
Stop telling people I'm dead.
Oh shit. Okay, Grandma.
That would be hilarious.
Oh, that's like so callous to people who actually would give anything to have lunch with their Nana one last time.
Yeah.
Because our Nana has dementia and she mean right now.
Mm.
She is not herself anymore.
Yeah.
She is not the grandma I used to watch smutty movies like Pretty Woman with when I was like in kindergarten. I
Yeah.
was like, what's a prostitute? What is doing with Richard Gere? Right, sorry.
The world will never know. Okay, one final short and sweet pet story. This is by Oh, wait, no. This story is called Ghost Kitty by Awkward Outcome 4938.
Slay.
Oh, no, my computer jumped.
Peter's bringing me home food.
Yes, hell yeah.
Ooh.
Okay, full disclosure. I am a certified card-carrying crazy cat lady.
Same girl.
I live in
Go
an
off.
old
ghost girl.
Over 100 years old.
Oh.
And I have a ghost kitty.
Oh.
I will feel her rub on my ankles and see her out of the corner of my eye at my feet. And none of the living kitties are anywhere near me. She has also come and slept on the bed with me, where I will feel a small weight on the bed and little feet padding across the comforter to cuddle next to me. But when I reach down to pet her, there is no one there. I am calling her she because I think I know who she is.
Yay!
I am only the third owner of my home, in spite of its age, and the neighbor, old guy, told me about the woman who originally lived here. Her family built the house, and she lived here her entire life. She too loved cats, and her last cat was a gray and white tuxedo kitty named Sheba.
Oh.
So cute.
I've never
So
seen
cute.
a gray and white tuxedo
I have
cat.
not
I've only
either.
seen black and white. I bet she's
I
gorgeous.
bet it's so cute.
Oh.
Ooh, little beans. Very old when her owner passed, and the neighbor was taking care of her here while things were being sorted out, since the original owner had no family. And Sheba passed within 1 week of her owner.
Oh,
Oh.
She waited. She waited. He didn't know that I had seen her. He was just telling me a story about the house and the old owner. I have also felt the presence of the owner in the kitchen, specifically, but Sheba roams around the house as cats do.
Yes, can relate.
Cute.
Can relate. So, what do you guys think? Would you pet the goodest boy in the graveyard?
Yes.
Yes.
What do you think of the church grim practice as a whole?
I feel like you should not bury animals alive.
I also
Yeah,
feel like
no.
not very
I
animals
feel
alive.
like an older animal, we wait until it passes, but we've already, like, let it know, like, do you consent to this? And animals can't really give consent.
Yeah.
So I'm not really sure.
Yeah.
But I guess, like, on the other side, everything would be sorted out, and if that dog didn't want to be the guardian, it could just, like, peace out.
Yeah.
Mm.
Go do dog things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What do you think, Craig?
I agree. Yeah, I don't think we should be burying poor puppers or anything alive.
Mm-mm.
And that's just such a bad practice. But I think
People were wild
Oh.
and with their superstitions.
they
dude.
were like
I mean,
so
I guess we
wild.
still are.
Yeah, that's true.
Let's not kill things with our superstitions.
No,
In such inhumane ways.
Mm-mm.
exactly. Yeah, it's crazy.
It's crazy.
I mean, I think it
But-
would be better to do a ritual and ask for a guardian that volunteers
Or like
to...
elementals, or
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, come and, like, do, like, light some candles and
Mhm.
sit and meditate and ask if there is a guardian that would like to come
Yeah.
and guard
Mhm.
the cemetery and church.
And
even
while I
like
was
making a tulpa.
for this, I found that, like, in Scottish folklore, they believed instead of, like, the first person being there having to stay there forever and ever, that the most recent person that passed is the guardian until someone else is buried
so
in the
they're like
cemetery.
they're just taking turnsies.
Yeah.
I like that.
I like that
That's
too.
kind of cool.
It's okay to have a turn.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who wants to be there for eternity?
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
No.
Not
I don't wanna be
I.
Cemetery here. It's my least favorite cemetery.
There are so many cooler cemeteries. But I picked this story because I have, like, a similar story about feeling like an animal crawling to bed with me. So my dad used to have a dog called Junior.
Oh, he was
Oh.
the best
And
boy.
he was the best boy. And, like, a week after he died, I felt the feeling of, like, a heavy weight crawling into the bed and, like, doggy feet, and then just laying down. And the sensation of the weight on the blankets was there for a minute, and then it just, like, boop, it was gone.
That's wild. Oh, the best boy.
He was the best boy, the
So,
goodest boy.
He was terrified of lightning,
Aww.
and so he would go hide in the back of Dad's truck. So I don't know if this changed toward the end of his life because I didn't live with you guys. But when we first got Junior, he was terrified to come into the house because the people Dad rescued him from abused him horribly, and they made him afraid to come into the house. I don't know how or why or what happened. All I know is Dad saw how they were treating Junior, and he was like, fuck you guys. No, this is my dog now.
Yeah. So he died in the house,
Okay.
but he had never, like, gotten into bed like that when he was
Right.
alive.
I guess he finally knew. Like,
Yeah.
it's safe.
Yeah.
No one's gonna be mad at me.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I mean, it could have not
baby.
been Junior, but it was really
was
close
him.
to the passing, so yeah.
It was him.
It was him.
You know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. All right, that's all I've got for you folks.
Hell yeah.
That was excellent,
Thank
Kylie.
you.
You want to go see
All
your
right. So,
Come here, Stinky.
oh, Shadow. Little baby.
Okay, Craig.
All right. Okay. So I have a story by Miss Melly from Reddit.
You
And
read
she
it.
starts, yay, Reddit. Hell yeah, brother. Um, so she starts off with saying, we have lived in our home for 19 years and have had several cats, as you do. One cat was my soul cat. He passed in.
Aww.
I know, it's so precious. Oh, cats are just so cute with their little toe beans and whiskers and their little boop nose. Okay,
Yes.
anyway. Sorry.
I don't know.
Maybe. He passed in the house 18 years ago at the age of 12. Isn't 12 is like a wee bit early for a catto, is it not? It's definitely old.
For a lifetime.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
And who knows, sometimes they get cancer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
12 is a pretty good age, but yeah, sometimes cats live a lot longer than that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've heard of cats living into their early 20s.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
But I don't think that's like,
Standard.
yeah, I feel like
Oh, okay.
that old is uncommon.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. Every once in a while, I feel a cat get on our bed at night. I feel it walking from the end of the bed up towards my head. We
Aw.
currently have a cat. However, he doesn't sleep with us, and he is not allowed in the bedroom at night. Probably gets the zoomies.
Like, he probably pees or is annoying or...
Yeah.
Yeah, runs around 100 miles per hour, knocking everything down. As puppies do.
Yeah.
I've had this happen to me a few times a year for years.
Okay.
It's interesting that it only happens like a few times for years though, but
Just
maybe it
coming
just
back
doesn't
to
get the
visit.
energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or just a residual, maybe?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Oh, no, we're not there.
Mayhaps. It can happen when I am sleeping by myself or with my husband in the bed. I have also had it happen when my husband was out of town on a work trip and I had our dog sleeping with me. Sometimes it happens as I'm falling asleep, other times it happens in the middle of the night and wakes me up. Thinking how did a cat get in here? When I look, there's not anything there. So is this my imagination or what? I will say our house was built in the early 90s on the foundation of an older home that was torn down when the owner passed away. The owner was a hoarder and had barrels of gunpowder in the basement.
Oh, what the?
Safe. Very safe.
Very safe. Totes the best thing to do.
Hopefully there's not a house fire.
For real. And from time to time, I do see movement out of the corner of my eye when no one is there. Years ago, my brother lived in our basement, and he said that he would see movement out of the corner of his vision as well. So, I'm wondering if whatever it was, like, originated from the basement, because they didn't really explain, necessarily. But,
know.
who knows?
Who knows?
And...
Not us.
Not I. I have a second story from Writebook435, who starts off with
435?
Write book.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
Like writing.
Oh.
Sorry.
Got you.
Write the book for 35, basically. Um, I have two dogs, and sometimes I think I see things out of the corner of my eye a little more than the average person go off. So when I started to see a shadow-like black dog out of the corner of my eye and realized my dogs were outside or kenneled, I didn't think much of it, even when it started happening every day. I've been brushing it off, even though I feel like I've started to feel a different energy. Not all the time, just sometimes. And it feels off or different. Anyway, I just wasn't thinking much of it until crawling in bed tonight, my wife looks at the hallway, says, "Oh, I thought I saw one of the dogs, but they're in bed."
It wasn't
I-
the dog.
Well, just
It's
not
not
that
a
dog.
puppy. It's not. Yeah, exactly. It's a black shadow dog. Spooky.
The black shadow.
Not decent.
Not that shadow dog. The other shadow dog.
I know, poor thing.
She's like, "Why are you saying my name?" Oh, just a baby. I immediately describe the dog I've been seeing, and she confirms that's exactly what she saw. I don't know what to do now. You let the baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You give him a boop.
He said,
Give the baby a
"Good
boop on the
boy,
snoot."
Thanks for coming to visit."
Yeah, good little puppy.
Yeah.
The bestest boy.
The bestest of boys. Cut him a good boy. Anyway, yeah, that's that story. I also have a few of my own.
Yes.
At the apartment I was in before this one, my roommates did have a cat, but it was a orange cat, and I would see a black shadowy cat. And it wasn't like at night or like with the lights off or anything. It would just be out of my peripherals, and it would like be lurking in the hallway. And I've also seen that same type of cat in this new like apartment.
Followed you.
Maybe it's one
Yeah.
of the more like guides, part of your
Maybe.
like spirit team or something.
Mhm.
That'd be
That's
cool.
a good thing that I'll have to look into. I'll have to
Yeah.
do meditations. I'm so bad at with that. I need to get back into it. But yeah, I've seen that one. I've seen what I think is Moby, the grandparents' old dog,
Oh,
on their property. When I was like, for sure younger. I haven't seen it anytime recently or anything.
Moby was
he was.
Moby was the good little boy. Oh, he was so in love with Grandpa.
Oh my gosh.
They were so cute.
They were.
And I've also felt what probably felt more like a dog crawling onto the bed in my old bedroom
Maybe it was Junior.
at the house. Maybe.
I've had so
I
many
wonder if it
dogs.
was.
So many dogs.
We've
That
had so many puppers. I
yeah.
wonder if it was around the same time.
I don't
Very
know.
big dog family.
Yeah.
And now you have become cat people.
Yes.
The cats and the
I
dogs are
love the dogs and
people now.
Yep.
Yeah. God, I spend so much on cat food.
Rip.
Same, girl.
Yeah.
It's just been
Oh,
so
the
much
cute
on
babies.
animals
Yeah.
and kids.
Yeah, they do be expensive.
Hmm.
I work so that my kids and animals can have a better life.
Yep.
Same. They're so cute. Aw.
Cool that
The
you've
cute
seen
little.
Moby.
How are the outside cats doing?
They are doing good. They
Just living their best life.
living their best life, yes. They love their little heating box thing that I got them all
Oh.
set up, and yeah. I have been able to pet Lestat, and he showed me his tummy, but there's no way in the nine hells I could get either of them to come into the house. They would, nope.
Oh.
That's okay.
They're so cute.
Little feral babies.
They
that
are
aren't
just-
so
Yeah.
feral anymore.
They're slowly getting more tame.
You're doing good. They're doing good.
They're doing
Oh,
good.
yeah.
Yeah. I petted Louis today,
Yeah.
and Lestat thought about letting me pet him.
He will think
Thought
about
He's like,
it.
bitch, I know you. Okay, maybe. Nope.
Yeah.
Just kidding. No.
Maybe.
Louis might come in the house. But Lestat would no.
They seem to be fine. Like, they have
Yeah.
their heating. They have heat and shelter. Like, they're fine.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So cute.
Right.
But yeah, that was my stories of the ghost
Yay.
siblings.
Guys, those are great
Welcome.
stories. All right, I'm also talking about a personal ghost cat story.
Hell yeah.
Prolific ghosties.
They are prolific
Mhm.
Yeah.
ghosties.
So I wrote a book of all of my stories, and this was kind of like tacked on to the end of that book because it just barely happened when I was writing that book back in 2023. So one of my most recent and favorite things that has happened just this November of 2023, and when I was writing this, it was the end of December. So
Okay.
is my kitty Earl Hickey coming for an early morning visit. The morning this happened was a typical workday. My spouse was already long gone to work. Laying in the weak morning light, willing myself to get out of bed, there was suddenly what felt like a cat bounding onto the bed. Then I felt it crawl onto the right side of my body because I was laying on my left side
Okay.
and perched on top of my upper arm, so laying on me right
Aw.
here. Yes,
Snuggling.
it was very sweet.
Snuggling.
Turning my head away from the left side of my body, so I look over like this, right? I'm laying on my side, I look over like this to see the cat on my arm. There was definitely an outline of a kitty sitting atop my arm. The words to explain exactly how it looks do not seem to exist in my brain, but here goes. The room was dimly lit by the coming dawn. The cat was not the same kind of dark as the room. It was more blue tone to it with some lighter highlights. Almost just an impression of a cat hanging out on my arm. Just a
Okay.
completely normal spectral cat thing to do.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
They do.
Yeah. He didn't stay for too long, but I knew it was Earl. My heart was so happy. I said to him, "Hey Earl, do you like the new baby kitties we have now?" I knew he was visiting just to say hi and to let me know he was happy we rescued some new kitties from an empty field out by my mother-in-law's home. He has a very heartwarming story of how his mom found my coworker and adopted my coworker right before she gave birth to her small litter of kittens. So
Aw.
his mom,
Aw.
Princess, found my coworker Sandy, and she took her in, and then she was safe to give birth. And then I adopted her baby and named him Earl.
Cute.
Oh.
Princess is a cute name
I
for a
know.
cat.
That is cute.
Oh, she was a total queen too. Like, she was a princess.
Was she a floofy little?
She, I think, did have longer hair, and she was a lighter color.
Yep. When I picture a cat named Princess, I think of
Uh-huh.
like a floofy little creature with
Mhm.
like a pink collar and a.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sorry.
So his mommy got adopted, and then I adopted her baby. So Earl, maybe now he is the guardian of feral kittens that need a good home. I think he would like that.
Aw.
Oh, now I'm gonna cry. He was the sweetest gray and cream cat with beautiful long fur. He was just so handsome. Oh, he was so sweet and so cute. Oh my
Aw.
gosh. He has come to visit many times, but this was the first time I had seen him as a full-body apparition. Another odd event with my handsome Earl Hickey is my husband taking a random picture in our bedroom and Earl showing up in the photo.
That's bananas.
It was.
That is so cool.
This is Peter's story to tell, so I pressured him into telling me this morning.
Yay!
And he was like, "I don't know, I just woke up." But he says he doesn't even remember why he was taking a picture in our bedroom of the side of the bed. For reasons unknown, he took a picture, and there on the floor next to our bed was Earl. Peter didn't see Earl when the picture was taken originally. He only saw the spectral cat when he was looking back through his pictures.
Ooh, does he still have the
Ooh.
picture?
It's on one of his old phones, and we need to charge all of them and then go through all of the
yes,
pictures.
we
But
need to find
yes, we should still have it. I remember him showing it to me and asking me what I saw, and it was obvious that our Earl had come back to say hi.
Aw.
So it's like, it's so weird because, like, he had, he was floofy and gray.
Mhm.
And so in the picture, it's like this weird, floofy, gray cat shaped thing. Like, it's wispy and smoky and not, like, solid.
Ooh.
Like
It's
a ghosty.
yeah, but it's like there on the floor next to our bed. And I don't even remember, like, he's like, I don't even know why I would take a picture right there. It doesn't make any sense. Like, there was nothing there initially.
Yeah.
I don't know. It
I
was
don't
weird.
know.
So that is one Earl story.
Aw.
And then
Sweet baby.
I just thought it was funny because I was just getting ready for this episode and I was in the shower listening to the Box of Oddities podcast. And they were doing like listeners' emails. And they got an email from a woman asking, should I start charging this ghost cat rent? Yes, this woman just barely moved into this apartment, and one night she was laying in bed and she feels like a cat jump onto the bed and pat over and lay next to her.
Oh.
And she's just going, what? She doesn't have a cat. She doesn't like cats.
Oh no.
Who are you?
I
That's
know.
wild.
She's like, I don't hate cats. But I don't even like cats. I've never owned a cat. But I guess one of the past tenants had a cat and the cat died in that apartment.
Okay.
Like, she was asking neighbors. And so this cat comes now every so often and just chills with her. So I don't think you can charge cats rent.
You cannot charge cats rent.
And especially not spectral cats. They have no way to pay you. So you're just gonna have to let the little ghosty freeloader sleep in bed with you sometimes.
They'll pay you in ghost snuggles.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
biscuits.
Biscuits! Ghost biscuit!
Ghost biscuits.
That's all I got.
Hell yeah.
When Pets has come back to say hi.
Same.
Yes. Get into Pets as seeing things. That'll be another episode.
There are so many. Yes.
They do be seeing all the
All
spectral.
the
They do
shenanigans.
be seeing all the
Ghosties.
shenanigans.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
We have socials.
we do have socials.
We
We
do.
have a TikTok. Oh god, I'm gonna sneeze.
For now, we have a TikTok. And
For
I
now.
anger deleted TikTok, and now it is
Oh,
back
I
on
think it's.
the store. It is, and I downloaded
It is,
it
yeah.
again.
Yay!
And CapCut's all weird now.
Mhm.
I'm not a
Oof.
fan.
Oh my god.
Poor Kai Kai.
Rip.
Just
Excuse me, I can't, it won't come.
Poor
Anyway,
Kylie.
have,
We have an Instagram, Seance With My Siblings, at Seance With My Siblings.
we have a Tumblr and a Blue Sky,
Yeah. We have
a Gmail.
a Gmail where you can send us your ghost stories. Do you have a haunted pet story?
Do you have a pet that sees
Mm.
haunted things?
Yeah.
Mm.
We want.
Are you a haunted pet?
Are you a haunted
Are
pet?
you the
Use
haunted
your
pet?
little toe beans to type to us at seancewithmysiblings@gmail.com. And if you send me a story and you are okay with me sending you a treat in the mail, give me a place where I can send that treat to you.
Yes. Yes.
And welcome. Goodbye.
Goodbye from the seance. Wait,
Goodbye from the seance.
Bye.
Bye.
bye. Oh, bloody hell.